Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're taking a look at the rather excellent Endgame Gear XM2 Wireless Essential in white. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we're taking a look and doing a quick unboxing of the Endgame Gear XM2 Wireless Essential, which is the latest and greatest from our good friends over at Endgame Gear. If you've been using the XM1 or XM1R, then you're going to feel really at home with this, but it's a much better experience. So if you like the previous XM1 range, then you're going to absolutely love this. It's got a few nice little features, and ergonomically and also in terms of the tactile response, in my opinion, it is a much better version than its predecessor. So we're going to go through today, do a quick unboxing, check it all out and see if this is going to be suitable for your next gaming mouse. And spoiler alert, I think it probably will be, especially down to the price. Now at the moment this is a relatively inexpensive for what it is, £80 here in the UK, $79.99. There will be links in the video description. Obviously if it goes down in price then obviously it will do. But in terms of its price point and its features, this is pretty competitive. Now a lot of you are probably thinking at the moment £80 for a mouse and clicking off straight away. But for those of you that actually do take your gaming seriously and want to have that competitive edge, then maybe you want to keep on watching. So looking at the packaging first of all, it's pretty much the same stuff we expect from Endgame Gear. So this is the XM2WE. Got some of the features on the front there. So this is using 2.4 GHz wireless. You can use it wired as well if you want to. It's also got a lightweight design. So this comes in at 63 grams, which is pretty lightweight. It's not ultra lightweight, but it's very close and certainly does feel very nice to hold. You also got the Pixart PAW3370 sensor, which is a great sensor, giving you DPIs of up to 19,000 DPI, which is excellent. Obviously, you can change that. There's 4 different gradients that you can set in the profiles and set it exactly how you want, whether it's right to the top, right to the bottom. The choice is up to you. Also, you've got the new Go switches. Now, these are optical switches, which you don't always find on mice. Perhaps if you're spending a little bit more money, then potentially you will do. But the real nice thing about this is the way that the switches feel. The optical sensor is absolutely fantastic, but it's still got a nice little click to it as well. On the back of the box basically goes over pretty much what I've just said, so we'll leave that as it is and take a look at what we get actually inside. Now, I've actually been using this for a couple of weeks now to see how I get on with it. Personally myself, I love an RGB mouse and I'm not always keen on wireless, but this is great because you can choose to use it either wired or wireless. And unlike a lot of other mice that when they're recharging, the cable is a little bit annoying, they've got some really cool little features on here to make having a wire attached not so much of a chore. And first of all, taking out the box, you can see the cable itself. So this is a really nice lightweight braided cable, USB type A on one end and USB type C on the other. The cool thing they've done with this is actually they've angled the connector. So when you've actually got it plugged into the front of your mouse, the cable is actually angled upwards. So that way, not dragging so much on your surface, which is excellent. Got a nice long cable, and also there is a ferrite core on here, I believe, which reduces interference and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty nice cable, very nice indeed. Going further into the packaging, so you get the mouse itself, obviously, in this really nice styrofoam to keep all things nice and secure. You also get a startup guide, basically tells you what you should expect to see inside the box and how to actually set it up. You can download the software from the Endgame Gear site, should you wish to, although you don't necessarily have to. Although if you want to change things like your lift-off distance and also your DPI settings, then I would strongly recommend it. Looking closer into the packaging, so we get our wireless dongle, which is a tiny little nano receiver, which is very handy. They also include this little adapter, so it's a USB type A on one end and USB type C on the other. Now the reason they do that is because obviously having the cable plugged into the back of your PC, you can get this actually really close to your desktop surface, so it's nice and close to the mouse, and also once it's actually plugged in and receiving, if for some reason your battery goes flat, which it shouldn't do realistically, you have got a 410 mAh battery on here, which actually seems to last forever. They do say you can use it for about a week under intense gaming situations, but when you don't want to and you want to actually go back and charge it up, it's very easy to do. There's a little charging port on the front, so all you need to do is unplug your receiver and plug in the cable, which is very easy to do. And like I said, it is angled slightly upwards as well, so when it's actually on your desk surface, it's removing some of that extra kind of friction or strain actually on your mouse pad or on your desktop surface. So let's take a closer look at the mouse itself. So as you can see, this is a very nice design that is available currently in either white or black. Comes in at 63 grams and it does feel very lightweight. But something they've done, which actually reflects obviously in the price, is it is an extreme quality design. There's basically no flex in it whatsoever. It's rock solid, it really is. Also what they've done is put this really nice grippy coating on, which is like a semi-matte, so it doesn't have that glossy thing. So on a lot of mice they have a glossy surface, and whilst you're gaming it gets a bit slippy and it will kind of fall away. But this has actually got a really interesting grip on it, and it doesn't feel grippy when you actually touch it, but when you actually got it in your hand it does feel like it just doesn't want to move, and it's very tactile. I like that a lot. Something else which they've done as well is the actual design of it. So as you can see from the bottom, got the enlarged skate pads there, PTFE, front and back. You've also got your on-off switch, and also there is a mode selection switch, so that switches between your DPIs. You can actually change what that switch does in the software, which again we'll take a look at a little bit later on. You've got the sensor there slap bang in the middle. So the flare design, which some people may prefer, some may not, depending on your grip style. For me personally, I really like it because I grab it on the sides, I'm left-handed, and with my thumb on that side and my ring finger on this side, it kind of feels like I can really pull the mouse into the palm of my hand. So it gives you that extra sense of security. It doesn't feel like the mouse is going to fly away when it doesn't want to. So with you having sort of straight mice, not having that kind of flared section, they do tend to kind of want to slip away, or it feels a little bit wider. So you do get a really nice grip on this. Again, down to the individual, how you grip your mouse. But for me, I find this absolutely brilliant. On the side, something else which you'll find really good is the switches. So the side buttons are awesome, very clicky, very responsive, and they don't have any kind of real pre-travel as such. So you press them and they actuate, and we'll give you a listen to what they sound like now. Very snappy, very responsive. I like that a lot, especially for me personally. Those of you that watch the channel on a regular basis will know that when I'm playing things like CSGO or any other game, I generally tend to use my ring finger, the back button for reload, and the front one for swapping weapons. So it's actually a very nice place, and it's very easy to press. You're not going to get accidental presses, or at least I don't in my particular configuration. So that is the side. You've got a little Endgame Gear logo on there. There is also actually an LED on the side as well, which tells you when the mouse is being charged or if it's fully charged, etc. Very discreet, so that's pretty good. On the top, you've got the usual things. So you've got your two buttons on the top, and you also got your center button. The center button and the side two buttons are using the XM2WE switches. There is a TTC silver encoder actually in the scroll wheel. And the scroll wheel is a work of art. It really is. It feels so smooth, but yet so notchy as well. In my opinion, I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job with the actual scroll wheel. It just feels so nice. It's so accurate. There's indentations which aren't huge and easy to get to. It's just, yeah, it's a very nice position where it is. Personally, again, your grip may change that, but yeah, I think they've done an absolutely stellar job for this. And actually, not just for gaming. If you're into any type of content creation, or maybe you're doing things like spreadsheets, that kind of stuff, the scroll mouse is excellent. It really is. I find I'm using it more and more, and actually getting more and more confident with it. And even just things like web browsing, scrolling through pages is nice, and it hasn't got a horrible noise to it. Just feels really pristine and just excellent quality. So yeah, like that a lot. The buttons, top ones, again, those are using the new Go optical switches. They just sound great and feel nice. Very accurate, although some people may find them a little bit noisy in certain environments. If you're using it in an office, you might find that a little bit annoying, but for gamers, headsets on, etc., isn't going to be a problem whatsoever. On the other side, no buttons at all, which may be upsetting to some people, but I find it absolutely okay. On the front, you've got your USB Type-C charging jack point there, which is also strengthened around the outside edges. So if you do leave your cable connected whilst charging, gaming, etc., it's not going to have much chance to move around and actually break off, which is, yes, very cool. Again, on the bottom, very nice. Overall, it's just a very nice design and ridiculously lightweight. So let's take a quick look at the software and go over what you can do in there. It's very basic. You can download it from endgamegear.com. Links for that will be in the video description as well. So on the page there, you can choose things like your basic settings, etc. the ability to change what the buttons do, so you can associate different things with the buttons should you want to, although I find the default setup to be absolutely fine, so you probably won't need to change anything there, but of course you can do if you want to. Also, you can go into the other page on there, go into the settings, change things like your lift-off distances, and also change things like your angle snapping, all that kind of stuff. Again, as a default, it's all left off, so you can turn it on, turn it off, and see what works best for you. But actually, I found in usage, just using it in general, just plugging it in, even without the software, it just works very, very well. Extremely good tracking, very, very smooth on pretty much any surface. Taking it apart and had a look inside as well, and it all seems to be very well constructed. Even taking it apart, taking off the pads, reapplying them, they actually look pretty good, although I did mess it up a little bit on the side there, but it's not too bad at all. Easy to take apart, and yeah, even if you put it back together, as I did, still absolutely zero creaking. It is absolutely rock solid, and all the buttons sound absolutely excellent. So I have no hesitations whatsoever. Strongly recommending you check this out if you can find one. They are selling out very quickly. Again, we'll put some links in the video description so you can check them out for yourselves. Whether or not you're one of those people that can afford to spend £80 on a mouse, that is going to be a slightly more niche thing. But if you're maybe looking for a present or looking to treat yourself, then certainly I would strongly recommend it, and it gets a thumbs up from me. So there you go, that has been my thoughts on the XM2 Wireless Essential. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, smash the like button. If you've got any comments or questions, stick them in the comments section below. And also, if you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, hit the subscribe button and the chime icon, and you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing, Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.